To paint the forest's eye, I first started with a thick coat of yellow on the iris. Then did a bit of gradient with green unevenly applied from the center. And then from there, I added a lot of dots, of green dots, on the gradient that then smudged up. This was to make a basically the concept of this painting is a the iris is a is a is a forest, the treetops, and the pupil is a flower glade. So while the iris is drying, I'm starting to do the trunks of the trees. Now, in retrospect, I think I would have liked a lighter brown. I should have applied a thinner coat for the trunk portion because due to the way I finished it at the end, it looks like the trunks are lopsided. I don't know how to say it, but it looks like the trunks aren't trunks the way I did it, but I'm fine with it. It looks really good. And so I did. Then here is the point where I started making the trees. I went with pine trees, mostly because it's simpler and I'm pretty sure I saw this way to make pine trees from a Bob Ross video or something. Uh, the way I'm moving back and forth sideways with the brush to make a bit of a texture on the edges. I think I got it from Bob Ross Accessories. That's what my memory tells me, but I'm not sure. Um, and here, a thing I try to do when making this part of project is to make sure that if the trees are touching, they don't have the same shade as each other. So as we go, there's more and more shades of trees in this forest, and I make sure that any tree I add is always behind the trees that have already been painted and a different shade than the ones on both sides. If after I'd finished making a tree, I felt it was too close to the same shade as one that had already been done, I would just go back with a different shade of green, a lighter one or a darker one, to add a bit of texture to it, with the same back and forth movement. Um, yeah, it made a really good result, I think. You be the judge of that, but this was a good exercise on how to mix colors, how to make different shades of greens without having 1,000 bottles of green. Like for this, I only used a, a normal green, average green, some yellow, and a dark green, depending on the situation, and just mixing them to the side with different ratios and stuff. I was able to do all of the different shades on this forest, and I'm really happy with the results. It's the This was the painting that I felt the best about with those I started doing uh, recently because the plan for it went basically perfectly. The only problem I have with it is the trunks that feel too dark for the way I did it. But that's a really minor problem because here you see the here I painted the background behind the trunks a lighter brown, but I think the lighter brown should have been the trunks and the darker brown should have been the background. But that's now how it turned out, and I'm fine with it. So here the pupil are dried, so I added just a few flowers, purple, pink, and red ones, and that's it basically. Now the only thing left is painting the eyelids, which I just used the same brown I did for the trunks. I didn't want to bother. I think that's what I'm going to do for all of my eye projects. I'm just going to be using one of the colors of the rest of the project for the eyelids. That will tie it together, and I won't have to bother that much about thinking about making a realistic skin color. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to come by whenever you want. Bye.